Hello everyone. The title of my tale today is The Day That the Queen Came. It could equally be called The Day That the Rain Came. When the Queen was celebrating her 50th Jubilee, part of her national tour was to come and visit Derby. And I was part of the team that organised and mounted the event. The event was held in Derby County Football Ground, Pride Park. After it was over, many of my friends said to me, did I have opportunity to visit the Queen, to meet with the Queen? And I said, no, thank goodness. Why, thank goodness? Of course I would like to visit and meet with the Queen. Until, I saw the outfit that I was provided with to wear as one of the official organisers. The next time you watch a big event, whenever that might be, just spare a thought for the public staff who have to wear a uniform designed by somebody or a committee or an alien. When I saw myself in the outfit that I was to wear, I thought it was fairly amazing. That's a useful word because it can be either negative or positive. I'll describe it to you. Tight lycra trousers with stirrups under the feet. There might have been a time in my life when I looked good in such things, but it wasn't for a very, very, very long time. On the top half, an outer garment of bright purple satin, very puffy, more puffy than my heaviest, highest tog level winter duvet, and actually made to fit someone several sizes bigger than myself. On my head, a baseball hat with a stiff brim and a little hole at the back for my ponytail to go through, if indeed I had a ponytail, which I didn't. Shades, dark glasses that wrapped right round to stop one from the blaze of the sun. And then a little earpiece, such as Madonna might wear, so that all of the people on the organising team could be in contact with each other. I put this outfit on at home and went down to the back door because my husband was working in the covered yard outside our back door and I wanted his opinion on me in the said outfit. When I opened the back door, I discovered he was potting out. That's a task that appears to involve many, many little polystyrene pots, a lot of gravel, a lot of peat, some pebbles, and the plants, all looking as though they'd lost the will to live days ago. And all of this was arrayed on the rather rickety picnic table that we have in the covered yard. I opened the door and I said, well, what do you think? Whereupon my husband, after a slight pause, started to chuckle. Then he started to laugh, and then he started to cry, and then he fell against the table, and the pots and the peat and the stones and the pebbles and the plants went absolutely everywhere. And I said, mustering all the dignity I could, I take it you're not very impressed, and walked away, leaving him to clear up the mess. The bit of the outfit that he didn't see is the only outfit part that I still own. A T-shirt, a fairly straightforward T-shirt, purple in colour, and when you look at the back of it, it says, appliqued in pink satin, Jean 4. The Queen was only introduced to those officials wearing 1, 2 and 3. Quite apart from anything else, when I had the whole outfit on, I felt like one of the deep-sea divers that used to wear big, heavy boots and had difficulty in moving. I arrived at Pride Park at 7:30 in the morning, and it was raining. I left Pride Park at about 7:30 in the evening, and it was raining. And on that occasion, I was rather glad that I was a woman, because a couple of times I did go to the lavatory, and ladies, when they go to the lavatory, tend to sit down, and that was the only relief that my feet had for the whole of that long and eventful day. Now, very, very recently, someone gave me an official programme of the event. They had been there in the audience, an audience of thousands, and I was pleased and surprised to discover that I had an official title. I was down in the programme as stage manager. What my job really was to make sure the right people were performing in the arena, i.e. the football pitch, of Pride Park at the right moment of the day. And I had copious lists of instructions to help make that work. In the morning, the rehearsal, though long, was fairly calm, apart from the fact that there were constant interruptions. The police arrived, the firemen arrived, the county helicopter flew over, there were sniffer dogs, there were security officials of all sizes, shapes and races, and they were all there to make sure that everyone was safe, especially, of course, our royal visitor. In actual fact, the people who were the least safe were the people who were going to perform any activity that involved running or jumping or dancing on the arena, because the hallowed turf of Pride Park had been covered with very heavy-duty white plastic, and that was sopping wet. It had all day a permanent film of running water over the top of it. How the acrobatics were able to carry on, I really do not know, but they did. In the morning, our little earpieces worked. We were able to talk to each other. We were able to alert each other to little problems that we could see, or something that wasn't going to work, or something that was going to not fit the timing allowed for it, and the morning went quite calmly. Then the real event was upon us. The crowds arrived. Entertainment had been set up outside the arena to keep the crowd happy while they were arriving and being shown in. Only one entrance was open for them to come in through because of security reasons. But nobody wanted to stay outside because, yes, you guessed, it was raining. Eventually, all was safely gathered in, and the din inside was tremendous. Lots of people, tannoy systems, bands playing recorded music, and our little earpieces were not up to that job. For the whole of the afternoon, one could tell when one was being attracted because one's earpiece hissed frantically, but one could not tell what was actually being said. The moment came just before the Queen was due to arrive, and she was going to be driven in a splendid limousine, deposited by the VIP stand, welcomed by the Lord Lieutenant, and go to her seat. And then... but then what? What was going to happen to the car, because the car couldn't drive round the arena unless I was able to warn all of the young people involved in the event that the car was going to come past. And one of the things that my sheet of instructions did not say was what was going to happen to the car after the Queen got out. Near me, standing on one of the stands, was a smart gentleman, tall, of military bearing, in a very posh suit, with a tiny little enamel badge in his lapel. I've been to the garden parties, and I knew that he was likely to be one of the Queen's security contingent. So I went up to him and I said, "Excuse me, but are you one of the Queen's security contingent?" And he said, "Oh, my dear, I'm meant to be incognito." And I said, "Well, fair enough, but are you one of the Queen's security contingent?" And he said, "Oh, my dear, not to put too fine a point upon it, I am." So I said, "And what is going to happen to the car when the Queen has got out of it?" And he looked very crestfallen and said, "Oh, my dear, I haven't the faintest idea." I then said, "I will go and discuss the matter with the driver once the Queen is out of the car." And indeed, that's what I did. The Queen got out on one side, and I went up to the driver, who rolled down his window, and I asked him what he was going to do with the car. And he said, "Oh, God, girl, I don't know." Now, I was the granddaughter of a Cockney. I could cope with being called "oh, God, girl." And I said, "Presumably this car will go backwards." Since the whole of the back of the car is made of perspex, there wasn't any problem with vision. And he said, "Well, yeah, I suppose it might." And I said, "Well, I suggest that I go and tell the contingent that to arrive at the gate behind you that they are not to stand in the way, and that you will reverse out until you are safely clear they are not to move into Pride Park." "Yeah," he said, "sounds like a plan, Duck." This is probably the greatest power I have ever wielded. And I am pleased to say that it worked. The car reversed out, and only when I said that all was clear were the people waiting outside the gate, which was a panoply of performers, were they allowed to enter. And then a miracle occurred, which I will share with you in just one moment.